Paris FC have just been promoted to Ligue 1, meaning they are now in the same league as their city counterparts PSG, who just so happen to be the best team in the world. Today we are taking charge of Paris FC and we've got one goal in mind: make Paris FC better than PSG, and in order to do this we must win the Ligue 1 title and the Champions League. But there's going to be a catch in today's video. We will only be able to sign players from PSG only. This is not going to be easy. Now, this is the Paris FC team we have loaded into an FC26, and to be fair, it has exceeded my expectations. This is actually a decent team on paper. It's an aging team, that's a definite, but it is still a good team. But a big concern I've got right off the bat is our best 4 players are all over 30 years old, and looking through the squad we don't really have many young high potential players, which is definitely going to hold us back, especially given the fact we can only sign players from PSG. We don't have a massive transfer pool to pick from. We can't use youth academy players, we can't use free agents. I think the start of this rebuild is literally going to be cherry picking young high potential players from PSG. Now, a staple feature on our rebuilds is always sending our youth scouts off to your recommendations. Obviously we can't for this rebuild. Despite this though, boys, still get your suggestions in the comment section. They can always be used in the next video. Now, I do actually like the formation that Paris FC are starting out with. However, all of the club's best players are currently in that starting 11. If we look to the bench and reserves, we have got a lot of players who are below 70 rated at the club, and because Paris FC only start off with 27 million euros and PSG's team is full of world-class players, we're going to be really limited on who we can actually buy in season 1. Now, we are using the live start points feature for this rebuild, and Paris FC starts off 11th in Ligue 1, which is actually really decent. Good start to the season for us. This means we are outside of the transfer window, and we usually ban transfers in season 1, but this rebuild is going to be different because we are so restricted on who we can sign in this rebuild. We will be able to sign someone in season 1. And after analysing PSG's squad and our finances, we've decided to go for Seni Mayulu, who is 19-year-old and 76 rated, fantastic stats and a 5-star weak foot. It fits our price range, he's got up to 90 potential, so we are going to be bringing him to the other side of Paris, to Paris FC. And Mayulu will join us on January the 1st for 18 million euros, which I think is a really good deal. So how do I want to play with Paris FC? Well, I feel like we've got a mid-table team on paper, so we are going to play it safe with season 1 and go with a counter-attacking system. The better the team gets as the seasons go on, we may change to a more progressive approach, but as of right now we're sticking with the counter-attack. And one final bit of excellent news before we simulate to the end of the season: the squad has got so many players out of contracts at the end of the season, but thankfully a lot of these players are under 70 rated, so I don't mind if we lose most of them. But we've got a short wait for Mayulu to join us, so that means this is going to be the Paris FC team that we lock in to start season 1. It is a decent team on paper, boys. I'm hoping for a mid-table finish, and the first game of the Paris FC rebuild will be against FC Nantes at home. I've definitely pronounced that wrong. Can we kick off the rebuild with a win? So the first game of the Paris FC rebuild is officially on the way. Let's kick things off with 3 points. An early corner for FC Nantes. Can we deal with it? We can't, and it's in the back of the net in under 10 minutes. We are already 1-0 down. Oh dear, this could be another chance for Nantes. It's dragged wide. Wow, really poor start to this game. Could even be 2-0 down already. First nice bit of passing play of the game, and we're in. Crasso to equalise. Nope. He hits the post. To the other Kamara, who plays it back to Kamara. This has got to be a goal. It's missed. Crasso. Oh, he's tackled. Positive signs though, boys. We're back in this game, definitely. This is a good chance. Can we finally get a goal? That's a great ball. Simon is in. And we're going to sweat it because we keep missing every chance. Late across the goal. Crasso, 1-1. Finally. We are back in this game. The first half would finish 1-1 in an action-packed affair. Second half on the way. Let's find that winner. Great bit of skill by Simon, who's passed his man. Come on. Is there a goal here for us? Good ball. Free header for Kamara. It's in. 2-1 to Paris FC. A howler from the goalkeeper, but we do not care. And the game would finish 2-1 to Paris FC. A great way to start the rebuild. So we have arrived at the end of season number 1, lads. How did we get on in the first season? Well, we actually finished 8th in Ligue 1, which is a really impressive first season. We weren't actually too far off qualifying for Europe, which is insane. We've given ourselves a really good platform to build off. And in the Coupe de France, we did get to the quarterfinals quarterfinals, but unfortunately lose to Nantes 3-2. Bear in mind, in this rebuild, my pronunciation is going to be terrible. I am shocking with French. So this is how the team's looking at the end of the season, and it's actually a really decent team on paper. I can't really complain. Now, being stuck to just signing PSG players is really limiting us on transfers. If it was up to me, I'd improve our defence by bringing in a left back and centre back. We'll just have to see who's lying in PSG's squad, and we'll have to see how much money we get given their team is full of superstars. Now, at the end of the season, boys, every single player you can see here with 1 month left will be leaving the club. And when it comes to stats for the first season, Moses Simon was our best player, getting 19 goals and 6 assists. Jean-Philippe Carasso was really decent as well. Overall, I'm actually impressed with season number 1. So we're in season 2. We've got 28 million euros in the bank. I'm not holding my breath for any big signings from PSG. We're going to go and analyse the squad, see who we can bring to Paris FC. So we have raided PSG for 3 of their young talents. The first player we signed from PSG was Ibrahim Mbaye, 18-year-old, 73 rated, really good stats, really good potential. We've signed him for 7.5 million euros. He is going straight into our starting 11. The second player we signed was Gabriel Moscardo, 20-year-old, 74 rated CDM, who's also got good potential. We signed him for 10 million euros. He's also going straight into our starting 11. And we've made a loan signing from PSG. That is a bit of a risk. We've loaned in Lucas Beraldo on a 1-season loan. There is an optional future fee, but that optional future fee is 31 million euros. So it's touch and go if we're actually going to be able to make this deal permanent. 22-year-old, 80-rated centre-back, really good player. We all know how good Beraldo is in career mode. Now, obviously, with our funds, we are limited on who we can sign from PSG. So that's going to be our business concluded for season 2. This is going to be the starting 11 to take us into the new season. It is, in fact, locked in. I actually think, despite the fact Moscardo and Mbaye are slightly lower rated than the players they're replacing, they've got such potential. They'll probably overtake them in terms of growth in just 1 season. Can we improve on an 8th place finish? I think we can. Now, unfortunately, once our transfer windows are done in these rebuilds, we are a little bit stuck for stuff to actually do. So we're just going to have to simulate straight forward to the end of season 2. And can the young PSG players brought to Paris FC make a difference? So we have arrived at the end of season number 2. How have Paris FC got on? Well, we've finished 4th in Ligue 1, boys, which means we have earned a chance to play in the Champions League next season by the way of a Champions League qualifier. We only lost 6 out of 34 games, which is absolutely insane. Only bettered by Lille and PSG. In the Coupe de France, we would once again get to the quarterfinals, this time losing to Nice on penalties. And we are taking a really, really good team into season number 3, but we definitely need to improve the fullback positions and the striker. But this is completely dependent on who PSG have got available, and we have got an issue. Beraldo's loan's expiring. He's 23-year-old, 84 rated. It's going to cost us 31 million euros to make him permanent, and I think he's worth every single penny. So if we get enough money in the budget, we will be making his loan permanent. This challenge is now starting to get a little bit difficult. And in terms of stats this season, Jean-Philippe Carasso was actually amazing, getting 20 goals and 2 assists. The guy is only 75 rated. And Mbaye and Mayulu and Simon had good seasons in terms of goals. These 4 players have pretty much carried us this season. So we're now in season number 3, and it's time for the moment of truth. Have we got a decent budget? Well, we've got 56 million euros, which it's okay. We can make Beraldo's loan permanent, which is a massive step in the right direction. Can we sign another PSG player? It's going to be tough. But I think nothing's more important than making Beraldo's loan permanent. 84 rated, 23-year-old, worth 46 million. We're going to buy him for just 31 million. This is a steal. And Beraldo is officially ours. This is a massive signing. But we are now left with just 22 million euros in the bank. Now, we could sell 1 or 2 players, try and raise a bit of money. We need to see what kind of players PSG have got available to us, though. Now, after signing Beraldo, there has been a little bit of transfer business. Jean-Philippe Carasso has been sold. He handed in a transfer request for some reason, which has kind of forced my hand. I have to sign a striker. We have also sold Andy Pembele and sent a young player out on loan, meaning we've got 33 million euros in the bank, and we have got a signing lined up. Randall Kolo Muani's contract is expiring at the end of the season. He's 28-year-old, 82 rated, really good striker to be fair. We can get him for well below his market value. We're going to be bringing him across Paris to Paris FC, but we're going to be really struggling in the fullback positions this season. And Kolo Muani signs for 25 million euros. This is actually actually a fantastic deal. But we're now left with just 3 million in the bank, and I know we're absolutely desperate for fullbacks, but there's only 3 currently at PSG. Emi, who's 90 rated, Lewis Hall, who's 84 rated, and Javario Reed, who's 80 rated. He is worth 45 million. They're going to want like 60 million for him. We have tried to loan him in the past 2 seasons. PSG don't want to loan him out, so we are a little bit stuck at the minute for fullbacks. Now 2 more players have left the club to round off the transfer window as they handed in transfer requests. Kevin Trapp and Lamine Gueye have both left the club, meaning we have got a really small squad heading into this season. So this is going to be the Paris FC team that we take into season number 3. Very good team on paper, can't be denied, but just lacking fullbacks. Sangu is only 73 rated and 21-year-old, though I am hoping he's going to grow this season. We've only got a starting 11 and 8 subs, lads, so we're locking in the starting 11 for the new season. It's undeniable that we have got a really good team on paper, however, and the first task of the season is actually qualifying for the Champions League. Olympiacos stand in our way, and we would batter Olympiacos in the first leg, but only take a 1-goal lead back to Paris, and Simon is suspended. And the second leg would finish 1-1, meaning we qualified for the Champions League, beating Olympiacos 2-1 on aggregate. What a massive achievement for Paris FC. So the hard work is done, boys. We can now head into season 3 and attack the Champions League and Ligue 1. Let's simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. This should be interesting. So we have arrived at the end of the season, boys. How have we got on? Well, we finished 4th again, meaning we've once again qualified for the Champions League qualifiers. We finished on 63 points. We were 1 point off breaking into the top 3. PSG once again win the league. And we did also reach the Coupe de France semi-final, but unfortunately we lost to Monaco 3-0. Obviously they would go on to lose to PSG in the final. So a 4th place finish in a semi-final. Really good season if you ask me. There was a little bit of transfer news to bring you before we check the team. We signed Noham Kamara from PSG, who was a centre-back. We've retrained him to be a left-back, and he has gone straight into the starting 11. He's got good potential, so I'm hoping over the next few seasons he's going to really develop a lot, because we're really lacking fullback still. And Ilan Kabel has left the club on a free contract. We tried to renew his deal, and he asked for 100,000 euros. He's 78 rated and 29-year-old. He is getting dashed. Not a chance we were giving him that contract. So this is the Paris FC team we are now working with, and the team is really strong. We're clearly lacking fullbacks. That is where we're going to be looking to improve the team next season if we get a good budget. Simon is 79 rated and 32-year-old. He has started to decrease in overall, which is a big shame. So we need a big budget. We need to start buying players who are going to take us to that next level. We may even try and loan 1 or 2 fringe players from PSG next season as well. Now at the end of the season, Pierre Lise Malou and Hamari Traore are both retiring. They've been good servants to the club. And in terms of stats this season, Randall Kulu Muani had a great first season at Paris FC, getting 27 goals and 11 assists. Seni Mayulu was fantastic, and so was Mbaye and Simon, and 4 players scored the bulk of our goals this season. So we have arrived in season number 4, boys, and it's now imperative that we get a big budget. But we've got 60 million euros, which is our best today. Obviously, when it comes to signing PSG players, this could actually not be that much. I mean, looking at PSG's team, everyone is a world-class player. So many 90-rated players. We're going to actually struggle to stretch 60 million in terms of signings this season. But we have managed to make 2 new signings, boys. Really happy with the business we've done. We've definitely elevated the squad to the next level. We've finally managed to sign a fullback, and it's Javario Reed. Fantastic player in FC26 career mode. We've paid 54 million euros, a 25% sell-on, and Tibor Desmet has gone the opposite way. 22-year-old, 82 rated, unbelievable stats, unbelievable potential as well. This is a massive signing, and our defence is instantly looking a lot better. And we then managed to make a very good loan signing as we brought in Fabian Ruiz on a season-long loan. 32-year-old, 85 rated, unbelievable player, a Champions League winner. He's just going to give us that little bit more quality in midfield. But don't expect any more signings, boys. We've only got 120 grand in the bank. So there's definitely going to be no more business done in this transfer window, meaning this is going to be the Paris FC team to take us into season number 4. This is a fantastic team on paper, boys. Full of world-class players. We're literally just lacking a left mid and a left back. We're going to lock the starting 11 in for the new season because we've got the Champions League qualifiers coming up. And we would win the first leg 3-2 in a thrilling tie, taking a 1-goal lead into the second leg. And I've just realised, lads, I completely forgot to check how we got on in the Champions League last season. Well, we definitely didn't get to the final, I know that. Oh, what an idiot. I even forgot that. We will not be playing Champions League football this season. We've lost to Sparta Prague 5-4 over 2 legs, despite dominating the game. game. We've dominated both legs, but they've been more clinical, and we won't even be in the Champions League phase this season. That is absolutely shocking, by the way. We're going to simulate forward straight through to the end of the season now. Can we put this poor start behind us? Only time will tell. So we have arrived at the end of season number 4, lads, and we've finished second in Ligue 1 after an excellent season, finishing on 75 points, just 2 points behind the eventual winners PSG, which is an excellent season. We've got guaranteed qualification for the Champions League next season. We can't be knocked out in any qualifiers. But in the Coupe de France, really poor. Round of 16, knocked out by Lens 2-0. That is bad. And because we got knocked out in the UCL qualifiers, we were actually in the Europa League this season, and we lost in the semi-finals to Arsenal 5-0. Happy to get to the semi-finals. Hopefully that'll give us some more cash for season 5. And the team is looking really strong at the end of season number 4. We definitely need to improve the left side of our team, dependent on how much money we get given, and we need to bring in a replacement for Fabian Ruiz, whose loan's expiring. And at 33-year-old and 84 rated, is a great player. I'm just going to see if we can find someone that a little bit better. Now, along with Fabian Ruiz, we're also losing Adama Kamara and Jonathan Ikone at the end of the season, so we may have to bring 1 or 2 of PSG's fringe players into the club. Now, in terms of stats this season, Kulu Muani was fantastic as well, getting 30 goals and 19 assists. He's been a great signing. Mabaye, Simon, Mayulu and Ruiz all got over 10 goals, which is really positive. So we have arrived in the new season, and we've got 70 million euros in the bank, which is a decent budget, just not when you're signing PSG players. Now, we need to improve the left side of our team and bring in a centre mid this season. So when it comes to signing a central midfielder, I'm just going to put it out there, it's probably not going to happen. These are all the central midfielders at PSG. As you can see, their overalls are ridiculous. The only player we've got a chance of signing is Fabian Ruiz, but it's going to cost like 30 odd million euros, a massive chunk of our budget, and by the end of the season he could be below 80 rated. Could maybe loan in Fabian Ruiz again. Let's just see if we can. We can, so we can bring Fabian Ruiz back for one more season, which we're probably going to have to do. So we have agreed to bring Fabian Ruiz in on a season-long loan. Really do we replacing him properly though next season. Now, I think we can make 2 more signings in this transfer window. We're going to be bringing Lee Kang in to play on the left, and we're also going to be bringing in Lucas Hernandez. However, he will not go straight in the team. He's going to be a rotation player. I think that's all we can really afford to sign in this transfer window. So we have managed to make the 3 new signings we discussed. Fabian Ruiz, Lee Kangin and Lucas Hernandez have all joined the club. So just 2 changes to the starting 11. Lee Kangin and Ruiz are in the starting 11. Hopefully Ruiz just doesn't decline too much this season. I have brought Lucas Hernandez in to be a rotation player. I know you're probably thinking he should go straight into the team, but Kamara did grow by 5 overall points last season. If he does it again this season, probably going to surpass Hernandez, so we're going to play him again for another season. Team's actually really good, to be fair. This is a really strong team on paper, but we're going to lock this team in for season number 5. I'm hopeful we can add a few trophies to our trophy cabinet this season, because so far we've won absolutely nothing. We're now going to simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. Is this the season that we finally dethrone PSG? So we have arrived at the end of season 5, and we are finally the champions of France, and we have done it in style. We won 24 of our 34 games, we only lost twice, and we scored a whopping 82 goals. But that was still only enough for us to win the title on goal difference from PSG. Paris FC are the champions of France. All that's left to do now is win the Champions League and make a bit more room on the shelf, as we have won the Coupe de France, beating Stade Rennais 4-0 in the final. That's a Coupe de France added to the trophy cabinet as well. What an excellent season. And do you know what? We actually did really well in the Champions League. We got to the quarterfinals, we met Real Madrid, we drew 5-5 on aggregate and lost 11-10 on penalties. Really unlucky way to go out. I think if we would have beat Real Madrid, we would have gone on to win the Champions League. We learn from this and go again next season. Now, we have had an absolutely amazing season. What could bring us back down to earth? Well, Kulu Muani and Nakambadio have both handed in transfer requests. Why, might you ask? No idea. We don't align with their goals apparently, so it's looking like they're both going to be leaving next season. Hopefully we're going to get a massive budget. So next season we're going to be looking to bring a striker, goalkeeper and left back in. Now this season we smashed in the goals, and Randall Kulu Muani, Lee Kangin, Mbaye and Mayulu were all unbelievable, scoring so many goals. Our performance this season was amazing, but can we keep it up in season 6? So we have now arrived in season 6, and this is really important. We need a very good budget this season. We've got 90 23 million euros, which isn't really too bad. Obviously, we're going to have to sell Ncambadio and Kulu Muani. So we've got some transfer business taking place off camera, but we are lining up signings of 3 PSG players. The first being Jon Garcia to replace Ncambadio, 29-year-old, 89 rated, probably the best goalkeeper in the game. We're also going to be looking to sign Daniel Svensson in this transfer window. 28-year-old, 83 rated, would be our first choice left back, and we're also going to be going in for the best player on the planet right now, the Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele, whose contract's expiring at the end of the season. He's 33-year-old, 88 rated. He is actually the only striker at PSG at the moment. So we have had our busiest transfer window to date, signing 5 PSG players. We've loaned Fabian Ruiz back for a 3rd consecutive season. He's going to give us some squad depth off the bench. We've also loaned in another youngster, Matthias Yangiel, 22-year-old, 74 rated, literally has been brought in to give us some depth. We then signed Daniel Svensson for 35 million euros. He's a decent player, will be our starting left back for season 6. We did get our primary target of Jon Garcia for 92 million, 29-year-old, 89 rated, probably one of the best goalkeepers in FC26 at the minute. And we've also signed the in real life Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele to replace Kulu Muani, 33-year-old, 88 rated, ridiculous player. We only signed him for 70 million as well. And with our transfer window done, that means this is going to be the Paris FC team to take us into season 6. The team is looking unbelievably well-rounded right now. Really strong team on paper. We're locking the team in for season 6, and I'm really excited to see how we get on this season. We're simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. We won 2 trophies in season 5, and we win more in season 6. So we have arrived at the end of season number 6, and we have defended our Ligue 1 crown. We have absolutely walked the league this season, finishing 14 points clear of PSG, 27 of 34 games won. We've won the Ligue 1 title for 2 seasons in a row, adding another trophy to our trophy cabinet. But very surprisingly, boys, we lost in the Coupe de France round of 32 to Marseille, who beat us 3-1, bringing us back down to earth a little bit. But we have reached the Champions League final, and we are going to be taking on Atalanta. Very interesting final there, to be fair, boys. Paris FC versus Atalanta, that's unheard of. Now, in the league phase, we finished 4th on 19 points, meaning we got direct passage into the round of 16, where we would bounce Liverpool 6-2 over 2 legs. Really impressive result. We would then beat Atletico Madrid 6-2 over 2 legs as well. That's 2 of Europe's best teams just battered easily. And in the semi-final, it would continue. We beat Bayern Munich 6-1 over 2 legs to set up a final with Atalanta. And the team is insane, lads, but obviously our Ballon d'Or winning striker is suspended for the final. Dembele cannot play, 34-year-old, 88 rated, which means, lads, gonna have to play 76 rated Guabels up front for the final. Just typical. It's just absolutely typical. And Mayulu, oh my god, 94 rated, 25 years old. We are just gonna stick Fabian Ruiz in the team instead of Lopez because he's slightly better rated. Now, in terms of stats this season, Dembele was our best player, getting 32 goals and 12 assists. Very weirdly, though, handed in a transfer request. I don't know what's going on since this latest update. And Mbaye, Mayulu and Lee Kangin, all excellent as well. But it is time for the Hall of Fame inductee for the Paris FC rebuild. You know who it's going to be, boys. Seny Mayulu is inducted to the Hall of Fame. He has been ridiculous in this rebuild. He's actually the best player we've used in FC26 so far, going to 94 rated. We need a big performance from him in the Champions League final, as we're going to be taking on Atalanta. But before we get into the final, we need to check Atalanta's team, and on paper it is looking decent. They have got a 76 rated Sulemana in the team, but we've also got a 70 rated player. They've got a 74 rated left back, a weak defence, lads. Our team absolutely blows this one out of the water. They have got Rodrigo on the right wing, but we should be absolutely winning this game. Our team is so much better. First touch of the ball, and it's for Mayulu who win the ball back in a good position. He could be in through the middle. What a ball by Fabian Ruiz, and Mbaye's in. And he scores in the 5th minute. It's 1-0 to Paris FC. Oh, I hope we're banging 5 or 6 goals here. I really hope we do. Can we make another chance here? And Mbaye's in again. Can we make it 2? Mbaye. It's 2-0 inside 10 minutes. Are you mad? 2-0 to Paris FC. Ibrahim Mbaye. He's just in. There's no defence at all for Atalanta. And what a finish from Mbaye. 2-0 to Paris FC. Chance here for Rodrigo. We need to get across. Shoots and puts the ball wide. Big chance for Atalanta to get back into the game. We need to lock in a bit. We're almost playing like this game's won already, which it really isn't. Good interception by Mayulu. Oh, that's unbelievable play by Mayulu. And that is half-time, boys. Fantastic performance in the opening 45. 2-0 to the good. One hand on the trophy. I don't think we've scored 3 goals in a Champions League final in FC26 so far. Shot from De Ketelaere. Easy for Jon Garcia. Rodrigo shoots from distance, another easy save for Garcia. Limiting Atalanta to shots from range, to be fair, in this half. Mayulu. And Bayer in for the hat-trick. 3-0 to Paris FC, and the game is over. And Bayer has been ridiculous in this final. Oh, Kanate is in here for Atalanta. Good, that's good defence. Oh, for God's sake. Atalanta get one back. That is pretty poor defending. Literally just said that's good defence about a second ago. Kanate pulls back a consolation. Hopefully that's not got them back in the game. No. And there's the full-time whistle, lads. We've beaten Atalanta 3-1 in the Champions League final, and Paris FC are the champions of Europe, only using PSG players. A brilliant performance in the final, and Bayer was ridiculous. And now all that remains to do, boys, in this rebuild is to finally get our hands on the Champions League trophy. Paris FC are officially the champions of Europe, and that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out. We're getting actually really close to 10,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next one for another rebuild.